Hi everyone, today we have a 40-minute Pilates Flow workout. I think you're really going to enjoy the total body movements to help strengthen and lengthen your muscles. And I'll provide modifications along the way, so that way there's an option for everybody and for everybody. Okay, let's get started on your mat with your legs wider than your hips. You're just going to reach across, taking your hand towards your opposite shoulder, and then you're pointing through your opposite leg here. Just alternating from side to side, starting to warm up your joints. Use your breath to help you as you reach from one shoulder to the other and press. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take your legs back in that starting position, wider than your hips, lower down into a squat position, and then come all the way back up. So you can take your hands into prayer and then press your palms back like you're going into chest expansion, engaging through your glutes as you come up to that stand. So you're focusing on engaging through your lower body here, down, and then back up. Nice big inhale and exhale. You have 5 more here. Focusing on that hinge from your hips. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now lower about halfway down. Hands come back into prayer. Open up your chest. Hold your squat, extend your arms, and then bring your hands back in. Again, reach and in. So you want to focus on engaging your shoulder blades down onto your back. So you're working through your back muscles, expanding through that chest. Weight is even between both your legs here. 5 more. 5, 4, draw that belly button to spine slightly. 3, 2, on this last one, keep your arms extended. Try not to keep them completely out to the sides, bring them slightly forward, pulse it down. You can always come up a little bit higher in your squat if you're starting to feel this in your back. Keep drawing that belly button to spine to help reduce that pressure through your low back here. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. So now walk on over towards the edge of your mat on one side. Bend your knees. You're going to step out and in twice, and then walk it back down to the other side. Again, reach. Keeping the tracking of your hip, knee, and ankle right over each other so you keep that strong alignment. That's going to help protect your joints. See if you can sit a little bit lower, and you want to try to stay even in your squat. That way your head isn't bobbing up and down with this movement. You can also just keep your hands into prayer or on your hips. It's up to you. Again, back down. This is 4. And reach. 3. And press. 2. 1 more down and back. Now standing up nice and tall, you're going to turn to face the side. Start by reaching your arms overhead, lifting your heels up at the same time, and then sweep your arms back. You're going to pulse twice. Think Pilates 100 breath as you zip that rib cage in together, and then lower your heels, reach your arms back up overhead. Again, nice big inhale, exhale, press down, pump your arms twice, and then reach back up overhead. So it's a little bit of a slower calf raise, focusing on engaging through the front of your thighs, through your glutes, and then also paying attention to the whole ab experience as you're going into a calf raise. and lower back down. And again, reach and press. And lengthen. And reach. 5 more. And lift. 4. 3 more here. 3. Reach. And 2. Lift. Last one. And reach back up overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, reach forward into a forward fold. So you can either roll it down by tucking your chin and peeling it down one vertebrae at a time, or you can just walk your hands down your thighs in that nice neutral spine. So reaching down where your hands are touching the mat. You may need to bend your knees in order to reach the mat here. Just try to find that lengthening action through the back of your thighs so those hamstrings get a nice stretch. Keep drawing low belly abs up and in, so belly bend the spine while lifting the hips. One more breath here. And then you can walk your feet on back into downward dog. So keep lifting your hips up nice and high. Press your heels down towards the mat gently. So that way you're getting that nice stretch without forcing it. And you're just holding your downward dog and finding the strength in this movement. So even though you're not really going anywhere, you want to still think of this as an action exercise. That way you're engaging through your muscles, through your shoulders. You're relaxing your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. Keep lifting up those hips. And now lower back down onto your knees. You're on all fours. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Just going into some gentle cat-cows. Rounding through your spine. And then lengthening through your spine as you open up your chest. And again, rounding through your spine. And then lengthen to open. And again, moving through both directions to where you feel that release through your back. And you're gaining a little bit more mobility. And then come back to your neutral spine. Hold it here, tuck your toes under, lift those hips on up into your downward dog. So you're getting that nice stretch through the back of your legs. Getting that release in. Keeping that chest nice and open. Start to pedal out through your feet. So you're gonna bend your right knee and now bend your left knee. Alternating right and left here. Again, finding that strength through your legs and through your shoulders. One more on each side. And then you can press both of your heels down into the mat. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. And now walk your feet in towards your hands and roll it on up. Think one vertebrae at a time until your head is the very last thing to come back up. Okay, so grab your weights. We're going into some total body movement exercises. So we're going to still face the side. Take one leg forward, one leg back. Lift that back heel up. Now, take your arms up to goalpost to start. You can always keep your elbows down a little bit lower. Take your arms out to the side as you lower down into a lunge and then lift on back up. Taking it out and in. Using that breath to help you. You want to feel the connection of your posture muscles on your back. So you're engaging through your back muscles around your shoulder blades. And open. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, stay low in your lunge. If you need to come up a little bit higher to take pressure off of your knees, that's fine. You're gonna reach overhead, lower down a little bit more, and then lift on up. You can always do the legs and the arms separately, or you can combine the two. It's up to you. Focus on engaging through your muscles versus feeling the stress in your joints. Again, pressing overhead and back down. 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lower halfway down in that lunge, little pulses. You can add a lift with the arms, lift. So think little raise the roof here. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, bring it on in. So stepping together, take that same leg back. Keep your arms forward, bend through that front knee. You're gonna lean forward, going into that warrior 3, reaching your arms down towards the mat as you lift your leg. And then a little balance challenge. Take your leg up to that high knee as you reach your arms overhead. So you can always just start by lifting your leg up and then down to focus on the stability through your hips. And then as you draw your belly button to your spine, keep that chest open. You can add a bigger lift through your leg as you hinge forward, engaging that upper body the entire time so those arms aren't just hanging down towards the mat. And then reach up and overhead. And again, reach to extend. And then lift and take your leg back into that high knee position. Keep that chest open, coordinate the arms and the leg together as you pitch it forward. And then lift to reach up and overhead. And again, reach and press. And extend. Lengthening through that back leg. You can bend your supporting knee a little bit. And reach. You have 4 more here. You got this. Reach to extend to hinge it back down, keeping the hips nice and level. And lift. 3 more. And press. You really may feel like your ankle is firing up. It's finding that stability, keeping your ankle and your calf super strong. 2 more here. Lengthen and reach. And lift. Last one, make it your best. So keep drawing belly button to spine. Reach to extend. And then lift all the way back up. Whew. Feel that burn, so kind of shake it out if you'd like. We're going to go into the other side now. So switching out your legs for your lunge, stepping it back, keep that heel lifted. Start your arms at 90-ish degrees. Take your arms out, opening up the chest, and lift to bring it on back in. So really think of your hips as being that center powerhouse of your body. If you keep your hips squared off, engage through your glutes, this is gonna be a little bit easier on your body when it comes to moving up and down without putting stress on your joints. And lift. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, keep your arms open. Make sure you're not putting any extra tension through your head and neck, so you can turn it a little bit. Reach overhead, lower down to your lunge, and then lift back up. You want to find that resistance through both directions. That way you're not rushing the movement as you pull down. And again, reach and lift. 5 more here. 5, press. 4, 3, 2, last one. Now lower halfway down into your lunge. Keep those hips squared. Little presses up. So taking your arms up an inch and down an inch. Keeping that chest open. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way back in. Extend your leg back. Keeping the chest open, reach your arms down so your palms face in. Keep a slight bend in that supporting leg. Start by just lifting your leg up and down a couple times. And then if you feel like, okay, I can go for that Warrior 3 challenge, you're gonna extend your leg as you hinge forward from your hips. And now lift that knee up into that high knee as you press up and overhead. And again, reach to extend, taking it forward. And then lift. Using that breath to help you. And then press to reach back up overhead. Finding that connection through the movement so that way you're not stopping through both directions. And lift. Pressing through your big toe, your second toe, pinky toe and heel. 4 more here. This is 4. And 3. Press. 2 more, you got this. Reach to extend that leg. And then lift it all the way back up. 1 more. If your ankle's on fire, that's okay, you got it. And reach and lower back down. Nice work, so place your weights out to the sides. If you want to pedal it out, you can alternate right and left here, adding a little bit of arm movement. And press for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. Nice work. So reach your arms up and overhead again. Roll it on down 1 vertebrae at a time, tucking the chin, peeling it on down, or you can always walk your hands down your thighs in more of a neutral spinal position. And once you reach your hands onto the mat, take your legs out wide to the edges of your mat and just hinge forward. So now you're getting that stretch through your hamstrings and through your hips. One more breath here. And now bend your knees into a squat. Take your hands in towards your chest and then reach overhead. So you can do this with or without the weights, lowering down and then up. If you have the weights, you're going to take them into your hands, palms face in towards your chest, lower down, and then palms face in as you reach overhead. And again, lower and lift. Keeping your chest open so that way you're protecting your spine and you're not loading those vertebrae incorrectly. So what I mean by that is making sure that you're not putting too much stress and pressure on those vertebrae unnecessarily. Again, lower and lift. Engage that tush as you lift overhead. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Sit into your squat, hold it here, punches right and left. So you're alternating, adding a little rotation if you'd like, through your back and through your hips. And reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the weights down. You can place them on either side of your mat just so they're out of the way. Hands go onto the mat. Walk your feet back into your plank. You can always lower down into a half plank position or go into the full plank position and hold it here. If this is too much stress on your wrists, lower down onto your forearms into a forearm plank. Keep drawing belly button to spine as you press away from the mat. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down onto your knees. Sit back into child's pose. So you're sitting back on your heels to get a little pressure break off of those wrists. One more breath here. So finding your plank again, you can either be with your arms fully extended on your knees or go into that full extended plank. Couple options. We're doing some weight shifting. So you can just lift up one hand and then the other slightly, or you can reach one arm and then extend through the other. If you're in that forearm plank, same sort of deal goes here. So you can either tap it forward a little bit, or you can reach and lift and extend your arm up to shoulder height. Up to you. So we're just alternating right and left. We have 10 of these total. Extend and lift and switch. This is 6, 5, trying to keep those hips nice and steady. 4, 3, 2, last one, and reach back down into child's pose. Reach and extend those arms nice and long. One more breath here. Roll it on up. Sweep your legs around. So now your legs are in front. And make sure your legs are on the mat itself. So start by flexing your feet, taking your hands behind your head. You're going to slide one leg in, and as you do this, you're going to rotate and then come back to center. Lengthen that leg nice and long. And that's okay to really drag your foot on that mat. It's okay if it's making noise. If you feel like it's getting stuck, you can always place a towel, like a little washcloth, underneath your heel, just so it's a little bit of a smoother glide. Dragging that heel back. You just want to be careful that it's not too slippery. As you slide it back, you still want to have some resistance. And reach. So that way, as you slide your heel back, you're going to feel this in your hamstring. You're focusing on the alignment of your knee, hip, and ankle here. 4 more. And lengthen. 3, 2. Last one. And then reach your arms up and overhead, dive it forward to get a stretch through the back of your legs. You can keep your back extended, or you can round it forward. You can also bend your knees a little bit here if that feels good. Just getting that nice stretch in. One more breath. And then lift it on up. Scoot your hips forward a bit. You're gonna lie down on your back. Keep your chest nice and open. Hips are nice and even here. Press your hands into the mat. Lift your hips on up into that bridge and then lower back down. Lift and lower. So you're working through your hamstrings, you're working through your hips. You still want to feel that connection through your rib cage as you lift your hips on up, so that way you're not overextending through your mid back here. And press. 5 more. This is 3. Feel that connection right where your glutes meet your thigh. Just 1 more here, lifting those hips on up and then taking it back down. So now the next movement, you're gonna lift your hips on up. You're gonna take your leg into tabletop and lower back down. Switch to do the other side. Lift and lower. If this is a little too much, you can go into a heel raise, alternating from one side to the other. Otherwise, you can lift and lower. So as you lift your leg on up, the focus is on the opposite leg to make sure that you're stabilizing as you press on up and lower. 6 more here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release your hips to come all the way back down. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. So we did a little hundreds prep and standing, so now we have hundreds on the mat. Nice big inhale. Exhale, lower your arms down by your hips. You can keep your head down, or you can go into a chest lift. You can also take your legs into tabletop here. Pump your arms. You're gonna inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, you got this. And exhale. Halfway there. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. If you want to challenge, you can extend those legs and exhale. 1 more round. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice work, hug it in. And now extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Alternate right and left. You're gonna do 2 pulses for Pilates scissors. You can always take your hands behind your thighs. You can also lift your head up so you get that chest lift. Not putting any strain on your head and your neck. You can flex the feet here as well. Using that breath to help you. So 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it all the way back down. So now just taking one leg into tabletop, take your hands behind your head. You're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale, rotate, reach your hand over to your knee, and then come back down. You can also exhale and then bring your hand behind your head. You can also extend the leg and then bring it back in. So you have a couple options to where you don't have to put any stress through your neck and through your chest. You can also lift, rotate, reach across, and then back down. So now you're getting that opposite rib cage to hip bone connection here. 8 more. This is 8 and 7. Keeping the hips nice and stable. 4 more here. Lengthening through your leg. Last one, reach across and lower back down. Let's switch it out. So now you're gonna take your other leg into tabletop. You're gonna lift your chest. Find that rotation as you reach across. You can extend the leg. Make sure you're not lifting up that hip when you do this. and then lower back down. So now you're connecting opposite rib cage to hip bone. And lower. Using your tummy muscles to help you. 5 more. 3 more here. Reach. 2. Last one. And lower back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knees and roll on up, or you can roll to your side to sit on up. So now turning to face the side, you can either be on your forearm here, or you can rest your head on your hand. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked, so your body's at that 45-degree angle. Open and close. So now opening and closing into that clamshell position. You want to keep your chest open, and you want to feel this lift out of your side body so you're not collapsing into the mat. You can see it a little bit better if you're on your forearm here. You want to find that lift so you're really working through your tummy muscles, low belly abs here as you work through your hips and your glutes. Keep pressing away from that mat if you have the forearm on the mat itself. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Release back down. So now try to lift up your ankles an inch, a couple inches. And when you do this, your top hip is naturally going to roll forward. Your bottom hip's going to roll back slightly. Keep drawing that belly bend to spine. You're going to open into a clamshell position. Extend your leg. Bend and bring it on in. So it's not a huge kick. Just think of it as you're keeping your thigh where it is, and then you're extending through the back of your knee, bend and lower back down, and reach and lower, and back in. Keep lifting out of that rib cage. So total body movement here. You should really feel your thigh muscles engage. 4 more. 4. Press. You got this. Find the power and the strength through this movement as you keep it nice and smooth. 1 more here. And then lower your ankles back down. Extend your leg out to the side. Lift it up and down. So now you're working through the side of your hip and your glute. You can either point through your foot, or you can flex it, whatever helps you to engage through the front of your thigh a little bit more. You can also reach to extend your arm to keep that chest nice and open. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, and release to bring it on in. Keep your knees folded, press on up, extend up and over so you get that nice side stretch, and lift it on up. Same thing now, but on the other side. So just sweep your legs around, keep it at that 45-degree angle. So if you're on your forearm on the other side, do the same thing on this side, or if you're resting your head on your hand, pick what works for you. Start out with our clamshells. Just open and close. So hips are stacked, keeping that chest open. Think of it as from hip bone to hip bone. You have a string that reaches across. Keep drawing those low belly abs up and in together. And press. 5 more here. Keeping that chest nice and open. 3, 2, and 1. Release back down. Try to lift your ankles up a little bit, or you can take it up higher. So that hip is going to rotate forward a little bit. Back hip is going to rotate back slightly, but your hips are still stacked. Now open, extend through your leg, bend and lower. So you're opening up through your hip. You're extending through the back of your knee by engaging through the front of your thigh here and lower. Still keeping that chest nice and open and lower. reach, press, and back in. You got this. Keep it up. You're staying nice and strong through this movement. 3 more here. 3, reach, 2, and lengthen. 1 more here. And lower back down, lower your ankles down. Extend your leg out to the side so hips are stacked, lift it up and down. You can also flex through your foot. And if you wanna go through that arm extension, so rotating your chest down slightly, you could always go for that here. Lift and lower. You have 6, 5, be careful that your knee is not bending here. Keep it lengthened nice and long. 2 more, 2. Last one, bring your knees together, press on up and reach up and over so you're getting that nice stretch through your side body. And then release all the way back down. So make sure your weights are on either side of your mat. You're going to turn into your Sphinx pose. So palms are facing down onto the mat. Shoulders are over your elbows. Try not to grip any muscles through your low back and your glutes here. You're just relaxing into this extension, but you're actively engaging your forearms so that way you're not sinking into your shoulders. So you're opening up that chest. One more breath here. Nice big inhale. And then exhale. And you can lower all the way down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Nice big inhale. Exhale to lift on up about halfway into Cobra. And then lower back down. So one of the most common things I notice in this position is people cranking their heads up first. That's going to put a lot of strain on your neck. So think of it as you're lengthening through your spine. You're engaging your glutes, your back, and the back of your arms, and then lower back down. Nice big inhale. And then exhale to lift and lower. Keeping that chest nice and open. Reaching to press on up. And then lower back down. Just 3 more here. Lift to press on up. And lower. One more here. Reach to lift on up and lower back down. Now grab your weights. Keep that chest open. Take your arms out to cactus. Lift your chest on up and then lower back down. Again, lift and lower. So you're not going to come up as high. You still want to keep the chest open so that way you're not letting the shoulders round forward with this movement. Engaging through both sides of your body. So you want to think about engaging through your glutes slightly so you're not going through your back here. 3 more. 3, 2, last one, and release back down. Placing the weights out to the side, stack your arms on top of each other. Rest your forehead on top and alternate one leg and then the other. So just alternating lifts here. Make sure that you're engaging through the front of your thigh. That way your knee doesn't accidentally bend. 6 more. That's just 6, 5, 4. Reach, 2, and 1. Reach back into child's pose, sitting back on your heels, getting that nice stretch in. As you reach, take it forward. Couple more deep breaths here. Last one. And then roll it on up. And now sweep your legs in front. Just extend one leg forward. Bring the sole of your foot in towards your thigh, or you can bring it towards your knee or your calf. Keeping the hips level, reach your arms overhead, and then just pitch it forward. So now you're getting that stretch through the back of your leg here. You can round through your back if that feels good, or you can keep your back lengthened. If you know that you tend to have like osteoporosis or osteopenia, it's always good to just try and maintain the length through your back versus rounding in the stretch. One more breath here. And then lift it on back up. And now let's switch it out. So same thing, but on the other side, hips are squared off. Reach your arms up and overhead, and then exhale to reach it forward. So now you're getting that stretch through the back of your leg into that hamstring. You can round forward if that feels good. Otherwise, try to keep that extension. One more deep breath here. And then walk it on back up. Bring your legs underneath your hips. Send your weight forward with your hands. Lift your hips up and then walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat, keeping your legs parallel. Hinge it forward. So we're gonna finish off where we started in the beginning of the class on our mat, where we hinge forward, taking your legs out wide. Walk your hands over to one thigh. So you're bringing your chest over your thigh a little bit more to get a deeper stretch through that leg. Releasing your head, releasing your neck. And now walk your hands over to the opposite thigh to get the same action going. Walk your hands back into the center of the mat, bend your knees, and just slowly roll it on up, or you can walk your hands up your thighs in that nice neutral spine until your head is the very last thing to come back up. Take your legs underneath your hips, reach your arms up and overhead, reach into a little bit of extension, taking your arms back and up. And then clasp your hands into prayer, bring them into the center of your chest, and you are all finished. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.